Welcome to AgriMinds, the podcast where we explore the intersections of personal growth and professional success in the ag industry. I'm Kacee Bohle, your host. Thank you for joining me as we dive in to the different strategies and insights that will help you level up your life and career. From mental health to leadership development, we're going to cover it all. So sit back and get ready to grow with AgriMinds. Hello and welcome back to the AgriMinds Podcast, where we talk about real life, real growth, and the real challenges that come with being in agriculture. I'm your host, Kacee Bohle, and today we're digging into something that I know touches everyone: comparison. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it always the thief of joy like we've been told? Or can it actually be something that's helpful when we know how to use it? You know just as well as I do that we live in a world that makes it really easy to compare. Whether you're looking at somebody else's new pickup truck or combine or new piece of land that they just acquired, the fact that they seem to maybe have the best relationship with their spouse, even during the most chaotic of seasons, or even just the clothes that they're wearing, no matter how big or small, it can feel like we're behind or not lucky enough or not blessed enough. And that level of comparison, when used the wrong way, can lead to some heavy emotions. Emotions like resentment, insecurity, guilt, even bitterness to people that we actually like and maybe are even related to, people that we call our friends. These types of emotions can still come up when we try to compare. And this is where I want to tie in something that we talk about during week 6 of AgriMinds, where we explore the different types of emotions. Sometimes we don't even realize that we're doing this, but we're saying that we feel something and it's actually not lined up with what we're feeling. Here's what I mean. There are hundreds of emotions that have been identified, but the average person only uses like 10 to 20 different emotions in their day-to-day vocabulary to describe how they're feeling. Take this for example, envy versus jealousy. I'll share a personal story with you. A couple of weeks ago, my husband's cousin pulled up to a family function in a brand new Chevy Tahoe with a diesel engine. And man, was I drooling. Now, the first thought I had was, I am so jealous. And I think I even said this out loud to my husband. I said, that's on my vision board. Man, like, how did they get that? How did they end up with that? I'm so jealous. Now, if you're anything like me, you could have said, I am so jealous, or I am so envious. And a lot of the times before I've done this work, I would interchange those two words. And you probably do the same thing without actually knowing what you're saying. See, I didn't realize that there was a big difference between jealousy and envy. Jealousy is typically when you fear something that you have will be taken away. In context with this new Tahoe, if I was jealous of that person, that means I want whatever they have, so I'm going to take it away from them and give it to me. When actually, envy might have been a better word there. Envy is when somebody else has something that you wish you had. So you're not really taking anything away from them so that way you can have it. You're wishing that both of you could have those things. Do you see the difference? So when you see someone else's success and feel something stir up inside of you, it might not actually be jealousy. It might be envy. And that can change the entire process. So a lot of the times I say that your thoughts turn into feelings, turn into actions, turn into results. So if your original thought was, I am so jealous, and that turns into a feeling of jealousy and them not having this thing because you want to take it away from them, just think how the action and the result follow. Or if your original thought is, man, that is so cool, I'm envious of them, I want each of us to have a Chevy Tahoe with a diesel engine. Do you see the difference here? You're not taking anything away from them. You're wishing that both of you could have it. So then your thought turned into your feeling, turned into your action. It's a whole new process. When you can accurately name what you're feeling, then you can respond with clarity instead of shame. Comparison isn't always a bad thing, remember, but it does depend on the direction that you're looking at it. So instead of comparing yourself to others, what if you compared yourself to the past version of yourself? Now you can be more intentional, more you. And that's the kind of comparison that leads to gratitude, not guilt. This is also something that we talk about in week 9 around habit formation inside of AgriMinds. We pull from Atomic Habits by James Clear, where he shares a powerful truth. He says, every action you take is a vote for the type of person that you want to become. So instead of necessarily asking, how do I measure up? Ask, what would the best version of me be doing in this moment? These small shifts make a big difference over time. So, is comparison really the thief of joy? Sometimes, yes. But sometimes it's just information. Sometimes it's a sign that says, hey, take a look at yourself. This is signaling you to do some internal work. It's a nudge to check in with your emotions, to name what you're actually feeling, to ask better questions, to take better action, to not measure your life against somebody else's highlight reel, but against who we are becoming. If this episode stirred something in you or made you think differently about comparison, share it with a friend, tag me on Instagram. And if you want to dive even deeper into emotions, habits, thought patterns, I encourage you to check out AgriMinds. That's where we're going to have real conversations about the stuff that we actually need to do to move the needle, not just in your career, but in your life. You can find the link to learn more in the show notes. But until next time, be where your feet are. Choose your next vote wisely. And remember, the only person that you need to outgrow and compare yourself to is an old version of yourself. I'm rooting for you, and I'll see you soon.